I'm Martha Cooper. I'm a photographer and I've been documenting graffiti since the late 70s. Very few, but a few were wearing masks, it's true. And I did, in fact, I did think about that issue because when I went to the yards, I could really breathe in those fumes and it worried me a little bit. Nobody's actually mentioned to me that that's why they're suffering ill effects, but I did wonder, for example, about someone like Shy, 147, who got, I think it was Hodgkin's disease, but or that's what they said it was, but he died of it, and I always wondered if he had breathed in too much spray paint, that people just simply weren't thinking about that as a possible cause of his illness. And you did talk to Days, right? He was the first one I ever saw wearing masks, and I have lots of really early pictures of him in the yards with a mask on.
I started using a mask on the trains like in the early 80s, and you know, Crash and I were like one of the few people that kind of took that precaution, and we pretty much have stuck with using a respirator when we use spray paint since then, you know, and I feel like, you know, we're pretty lucky because of that, you know.
I use a mask because I think it's necessary to protect yourself.
You don't see it, but if you're in a tunnel that's 100 feet long, after 10 minutes of painting, that tunnel is filled with fumes from that can.
The stuff that's in the paint, you know, will eventually kill you.
This paint ain't no joke, man. That shit'll kill you, man. You know, it fucks with your nervous system, and you know, excuse my language, but it really messes with you, man.
I have health problems, and they're like nervous system related, like problems with my knees and problems with my joints, and nobody's actually ever been able to give me a straight answer on the cause of these issues. And if you ask me, in my heart, I believe it's from toxins.
Think of it like when you spray paint a cockroach and you see that roach all like jiggy with like nerve damage. You know, that could happen to you.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, I'm not a diagnostician, but it seems to me that there have been a number of people with difficulties with their kidneys.
I used to love the smell of it, the oil from the train tracks, and I used to like actually spray it in a cup and just sniff it. I mean, but 13, 14, 15 years old, you're not knowing. You know, you're drinking beer, you're hanging out with the guys.
Your neurological system can't, you know, fight off the effects of this stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have long-term damages, and you know, we're starting to see more and more of our friends suffer from weird, acute symptoms of God knows what.
I've met people throughout my career that have had severe respiratory problems.
You're getting silica and everything in your lungs, and it's sticking to it.
That sticks to your lungs. It takes years for that to get processed through your system, if at all. So then you get lung problems, you get kidney problems. I mean, it's a real fucking mess.
The people that I know that came along between 70 and 73 and 72, those people that have lead in their bloodstreams, some of them are okay and other ones have passed on because the lead in their bloodstream has killed them.
I've never used a mask. I should, and Is the Wiz is probably the biggest pro advocate for a mask. He's dead now, God rest his soul. But he died because of all the paint fumes.
I mean, I remember just hanging with Is the Wiz. He used to tell me stuff like, I think all that lead paint and the old Rust-Oleums and Krylons fucked me up.
There's quite a number of writers that have been affected. Just to mention one, Is the Wiz.
Is the Wiz, man, you know, man, he rests in peace. He passed away, man. He had renal failure. His kidneys gave up, and, you know.
For Is the Wiz, he used lots of spray paint. He was a real king of the BMTs. And, you know, by spray painting all the time as much as he did, really damaged his lungs and his heart and put traces of lead into his bloodstream. And if anybody can learn something from it, or if like they had a law to make, you know, they should actually make it behind Is the Wiz, Mike Martin, to not put those things in their body.
We released so many cans of paint in airless underground areas. It boggles the mind to think how much toxins there was a video we shot once that got lost, and I just remember there was this crazy verite footage of us under these little lights, and you couldn't even see us under the light. We were just encased in a mist, and you come out of the tunnel and it's like multicolor, you know, 12 colors come out of you. It's not
All these guys who really put in the work back in the day in the train system, yeah, it remains to be seen.
So that comes in, I guess, wisdom and time, you know, and let's hope I'm okay.
I have health problems, and they're like nervous system related.
It seems to me that there have been a number of people with difficulties with their kidneys.
The stuff that's in the paint, will eventually kill you.
I mean, it's a real fucking mess.